Hey YouTube, today I'm bringing you an interesting deck idea that I've been not really thinking about, but I got inspiration from a recent deck list I saw from Cesar Gonzalez in 2003. It was a Cyberstein deck list where he played just a normal deck, but he just randomly threw in 3 Cyberstein. And he ended up making top 16 of the is a Shonen Jump. He made top 16, maybe top 8, I don't really remember, but it just kind of popped into my head as why don't we try to execute something like that in GOAT format? So this is my first attempt at it. There's a few problems I've run into, so please, if you have any comments or suggestions for new cards to use, throw them out there. I'm always welcome to see that kind of stuff, but we'll go ahead and jump right in. 4 traps, pretty simple lineup of triple decree, 1 ring, and 1 torrent. Now, decree is obviously because the way I'm building this deck is to play long game. It's a long game deck that can OTK. I don't want the goal to be to OTK, but it can OTK. But it can also play without OTK, if that makes any sense. So the decrees are perfect for that, for just shutting decks down. Ring of Destruction is just to add that extra bit of damage and best trap card. And the Torrential Tribute is just to help empty the field, so that way my Cyberstein and other monsters can just come in and do what they do best, and that's win the game. The spells. So, I know I said I'm not trying to make it like an OTK-oriented deck, but the spells are definitely towards that, but the deck itself, you'll see. I don't really know how to explain it. But I run triple Last Will. Now, if you don't know, Last Will must be played before the monster leaves the field. So if I have a Exiled Force on field, I have to activate Last Will, tribute Exiled Force, which allows me to special summon any monster. If Last Will did not have that ruling change until 2006, where it can be used after the monster going to the graveyard. 3 limiter removals. So limiter is insane in this deck. It makes Gatling Dragon the best fusion, because it also clears out your opponent's boards. It makes a large portion of your monsters just pretty massive, and it makes Labyrinth Tank, which is also another very important card. It makes Labyrinth Tank extremely insane. But I don't actually own Labyrinth Tank right now. 2 Upstart Goblin, and this kind of goes against Exiled Force, but you'll see why I'm running that. 2 Rotas. These are essential to grabbing the Exiled Force, which gets off Last Will. So I have 5 monsters that automatically tribute themselves from my side of the field to go to the graveyard, and Rota is just, it's essential for getting that Exiled Force to make the deck more consistent. 2 Giant Trunade. So I do play a copy of Premature Burial and Swords of Revealing Light to help combo with the Trunade. And then, so that would have been 1 Trunade. I took out MST for the 2nd Trunade. I think in a deck like this, that's also using Triple Decree, and I do run Jinzo as well, Trunade's just the better choice in this case. Then for the 1-ofs, I run 1 Swords to help stall for a little bit and combo with Trunade, 1 Premature Burial, 1 Heavy Storm, 1 Snatch Steal, 1 Megamorph, and this kind of back and forth. This could become Big Bang Shot, which would combo well just in general when my opponent has set stuff, or which works well with Giant Trunade by equipping it to their monster, and my Trunade, it leaves the field, their monster gets removed from play. So 1 for 1 turns Trunade into a 1 for 1. So that would be a pretty cool thing, but Megamorph's still extremely powerful. And then Pot of Greed and Charity. Right now, I'm not running Duo in this deck. It's something that I want to fit in, but I really like my spell lineup as it is. If you guys think dropping one of these cards for Duo would be appropriate, let me know. Or one of the traps. I was kind of leaning towards Torrential Tribute, dropping that for a Duo, but let's just go on the monsters, you'll see what I have. And then I'm running Triple Nimble Mamanga. So this is to help stall, obviously, build life points, and then most importantly is build that board presence. So getting up to, 11,000 life points and being able to use Cyberstein twice is huge, but being at 6,000 life points after using a Cyberstein and just not being out the game is even more important. So yeah, Nimble is very, very good in this deck, as well as having that extra 2,000 points of damage. So if I oh my gosh, they destroy Nimble, I get 2 more. My turn, I draw, summon a monster, destroy their monster. 2,000 damage from Nimble adds up and basically turns the game 100% in my favor as soon as that happens. Here's the very spicy tech. So I'm running 3 skilled Dark Magicians with 1 Dark Magician. And the idea behind this is Last Will with skilled Dark Magicians. So any spell adds my counter Dark Magician. This gets a 3, or skilled Dark Magician. This gets 3, I get this Dark Magician from hand, deck, or graveyard, which is actually insane for GOAT format. So, just for example, I summon him, and then use 3 Last Will. That turns into a field of Dark Magician, Stein, Cannon Soldier, 1 other monster, and then 1 other fusion. Whatever fusion that Stein ends up bringing out. And if that's not game, your field has to be pretty stacked for that not to be game right there. So, I do like skilled Dark Magician. It adds a level of reliability to the deck. Just being 1900 attack, 1700 defense, and being able to bring up insane, just the power of Dark Magician, as well as setting off the Last Will. Very good in my opinion. Then I play 3 Stein. So I'm thinking of dropping this to 2. I want at least 2, but I don't know. I think 3's too much. 1's not enough, because as soon as I draw it, I'm already not feeling it. I'd rather get this off of Last Will than anything. If I'm summoning this, I'm extremely unconfident in my game plan. So this might be a card that I could drop to 2, but at the same time, it's kind of the heart and soul of the deck. So I started with 3, and we'll kind of see where it goes from there. I have 2 Dekoichi, so obviously draw 1 card, 1400 attack, limited removal, very good. Then 1 Jinzo, 1 Exiled Force, again, probably the most important monster in this entire deck besides Stein himself, because he's searchable. 1 Cannon Soldier. Now, Cannon Soldier is interesting. I was thinking to make this Toon Cannon Soldier with triple Toon Table of Contents to make skilled Dark Magician better, but at the end of the day, Cannon Soldier's ability to attack, on top of being able to tribute a field of 1,500 to 2,000 points of damage, on top of that 1,400 or 2,800 if I use limited removal, that attack is far more important to me than just being able to possibly power up skilled Dark Magician if I draw them both in the same hand. I definitely like having Cannon Soldier being able to come off Last Will much more than Toon Cannon Soldier for that reason. And last card is Metazo the Zapper. This card is important as another Rota target, so that way I'm not just dead in the water if I draw my Exiled Force, but being able to attack twice is huge for clearing out the field, but most importantly, 2,600 just from 1 monster that I can normal summon or get off of Last Will. Pretty insane. So that's definitely the most important thing. Like I said, the most important cards in the extra deck, it's Gatling Dragon. It's just without a doubt Gatling Dragon. Second most important card is going to be probably either Dark Bolter, depending on the state you're in. Actually, if you're going for game, it's going to be Ryu Senshi as the second most important. Probably King Dragon as third most important, and Dark Bolter as the fourth. So that's really where I'm sitting at right now. Again, if you have any ideas to kind of help make this deck a little bit more consistent and a little bit more long-lasting, that would be awesome. But please like, comment, subscribe, and let me know if you have anything. And have a great day, games.